project is about integration. This is not solely about refugees and asylum seekers. This project is about integrating young people from Newcastle with people who have come from elsewhere. That's the bottom line, what it's about.
We have such a big community of asylum seeking refugees and people from all over the world coming to Newcastle now, and the city's changed so much. I think it's really important that the youth theatre that we have here is representative of the changes in the city, and that we see the change in the theatre and in the audiences and in the actors and the writers and everybody who's involved.
Young people from Newcastle are going to have certain ideas about refugees and asylum seekers and refugees are going to have certain ideas about young people from Newcastle. And what we want to do is challenge those prevailing orthodoxies.
The youth theatre runs from 11 up to 25. We've got a lot of different artists coming in this term and doing stuff around rhythm. This group is the 11 to 12, so it's the youngest end for youth theatre. A number of young refugee and asylum seekers have integrated already into this group.
What we're trying to do is to look at commonalities. It's not about looking at differences, it's looking at the commonalities in the group. So what does someone from Newcastle have in common from someone from Angola, for example?
My name is Armugan and I'm from Iran.
My name is Mohammed and I'm from Lebanon.
Hi, my name is Joanna and I'm from Angola.
My name is Laura and I'm from England.
My name is Jose and I'm from Angola.
I'm Mickey and I'm from sunny England.
We're aiming to produce a piece of theatre, which is a piece of verbatim theatre, really.
The process has involved us asking them questions and interviewing them together as a group and also as individuals.
We'll just ask loads of questions about growing up in Newcastle, what we thought of it, how we find it living here.
Because I just talk about my country.
When I got the scar.
Things that happened while I was in my country.
Those are the things that is different from here.
What do I like about Newcastle?
They get taken back and someone listens to them and types them up so that they can be written and looked back on for when they're turned into a big script.
There's so much material. We could make a play that was, it went on for hours and hours. And now we've got to go through a process of editing. Two writers, Jez Casey and Tom Chaplin, have been working together to try and find differences that are interesting, find common themes, and draw together a script which is entirely the young people's own words.
This is Mohammed's story. Mohammed was born in Lebanon, but he lived in Sierra Leone before he came to Newcastle. And this is a story about what life was like in Sierra Leone. I think Sierra Leone is kind of dangerous. Not a bit dangerous, very dangerous. Especially in 2005 and year 4 and stuff yet.
I've looked through some of the material and it's just incredible the sort of things that the young people are talking about. And I think that the audience is going to be fascinated by some of the testimonies that are going to come out of the process.
When I was there, I heard that they found a girl on a lake, like a wooden thing, floating. Yeah, but she didn't have any eyes or legs on. The people involved have had a massive variety of experiences in their lives. They're all young people, but some of them have lived through very traumatic circumstances. This is a story from Joanna, who's from Angola, and we asked her what her favourite smell was. Sand, wet sand. If it's raining, the sand, you don't smell it here a lot. When you do, the first thing that comes in, it's my country. I don't live
It was good. I had the chance to explain to some people what we are doing in their country, because some of them they didn't know exactly what happened, how we came and how it's happened, how our lives has been. Maybe they had just this bright idea in their minds.
This is Mickey, and he's born in Newcastle, so this is a story about Newcastle, how he feels about it. You walk along the quayside and all the people are nice, and it seems like for 5 seconds you've got loads of culture, and then you turn a corner and then you're back into the twilight zone.
It's been quite difficult, first of all, finding those communities and being able to have contact with those people and get them to kind of trust you and understand what you're doing.
So we tried all sorts of things. We tried posters, that didn't work. And we thought, no, if we're going to do it, we're going to have to go to where those young people feel safe and comfortable. And it's with these different community organizations.
We did a lot of sort of visiting drop-in centres, hanging out, just sort of being there, chatting to people, finding out if they had any kind of interest in drama and theatre, and just to let them know who we were and what we were doing.
And through that relationship, we're able to create quite a long-term relationship where they'll say, oh, we've got this young person here who's interested in theatre, do you want to meet them? And of course we always say yes.
I wanted my English to get better, and I felt like I was stuck up with, you know, people from my country, and that was not helping. So I found the best way to learn English, which was to come to like theatre, you know.
I didn't know as much about him until he started telling me stories and things like that, and I'm starting to learn stuff about other people as well. And it's good because people tend not to ask questions about how people were back home and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just ignorance or what, but
they've gelled together very well, and I think they're going to work very well together as a cast. I think they're very supportive of one another, and they're very interested in each other's stories. It's worked very well.
The next step, once the piece is complete, they'll go into rehearsal to get the piece ready for July, which is going to be part of the Live Lines Festival, which is a festival we have every summer, which this year is celebrating 10 years of our youth theatre. And it's also going to be performed at the Get In event in Liverpool as part of City of Culture celebrations.
It's like really important to us. Like, I've been here 6 years and like I couldn't imagine not coming.
I think like kind of acting and having fun with other people just give us more confidence that in that way we can talk for ourselves.
And it's really hard to talk in front of people. And you have to do that in the theaters, and you have to gain confidence. So it's really helpful. It's really helped me doing my presentation in college.
Now I see that, you know, there are more opportunities, you know, things to do, places to go, you know.
We're having a mix of audience that we've never seen before, and it was fantastic. And even the young people that we work with were saying, I've never seen an audience before. So if there's a legacy there, I mean, you know, that has to be it for us. And what we want to see is more and more of that. It's bringing that diversity into the theatre, because people are coming to see their own, you know, their families perform.
From home to Newcastle!